Hi everyone, I am Shlok Majumdar and I am currently pursuing MTech in IT 8th semester from International Institute of Professional Studies DAVV Indore. In this video, I will define confidentiality and integrity and also give a overview of confidentiality and integrity. This video has been made under the guidance of Dr. Shaligram Prajapat sir. So, let's get started. So the topics that we'll cover in this video are define confidentiality, example of confidential data and confidentiality, attacks that affect confidentiality, guidelines of confidentiality, define integrity, applications of integrity and example, attacks that affect integrity, and guidelines of integrity. So let's explore these topics one by one in upcoming slides. So first we discuss about confidentiality. So confidentiality can be defined as data held in confidence and protected from unauthorized dissemination. This means that if a sender A sends data to a person B, then data sent by the sender can only be read or accessed by the receiver if the receiver is authorized. No third party can access or read the data. If the third party reads the data, then it violates confidentiality. Now, confidentiality is protection of information in the system so that an unauthorized person cannot access it. This means that the data is accessible only to authorized person. Now, the property that sensitive information is not disclosed to unauthorized entities, that is, the secrecy of key information is maintained, is called confidentiality. Now, suppose a person A sends a message to a person B by encrypting the message with a key. Now person B will only be able to access and read the message if he or she has the key provided by the sender. This way confidentiality is maintained. Confidentiality is preserving authorized restrictions on information access and disclosure, including means for protecting personal privacy and proprietary information. The security objective that generates the requirement for protection from intentional or accidental attempts to perform authorized or unauthorized data reads is called confidentiality. Confidentiality covers data in storage, during processing, and while in transit. Now there are various examples of confidential data like bank account statements, personal information, credit card numbers, trade secrets, and government documents. Also, let's consider an example of confidentiality. Now whenever we purchase something online, we will do transaction online for money. So during the online transaction for money, bank server generates one OTP and gives it to the user for verification for security purpose of the money transaction. So this OTP should be known by only the user and the bank server. This is confidentiality. If any unauthorized person accesses this OTP, this means there is loss or break of confidentiality and private details related to bank account can be leaked. Now there are various attacks that affect confidentiality like packet sniffing, password cracking, dumpster diving, wiretapping, key logging, and phishing. Now guidelines for data confidentiality. There are various guidelines by which we can keep our data confidential. These are encrypting sensitive data. Now encryption is a process that renders data unreadable to anyone except those who have the appropriate password or key. Now by encrypting sensitive files by using passwords, we can protect them from being read or used by those who are not entitled to do either. Now second guideline is manage data access. Controlling confidentiality is in large part about controlling who has access to the data. Now ensuring the access is only authorized and granted to those who have a need to limiting unnecessary exposure. Now users should also authenticate their access with strong passwords, and where practical they should use two-factor authentication to revoke access when it is no longer necessary. Third guideline is physically secure devices and paper documents. Now, controlling access to data includes controlling access of all kinds, both digital and physical. So, protect devices and paper documents from misuse or theft unattended in public locations. Now, manage data acquisition. Now, when collecting sensitive data, we must be conscious of how much data is actually needed and carefully consider the privacy and confidentiality in the acquisition process. And finally, the other guideline is managing data utilization. Now, confidentiality risk can be further reduced by using sensitive data only as approved and as necessary. Now, various encryption algorithms like AES, DES, and other algorithms can also be used for ensuring data confidentiality. Now, let's discuss about integrity. Now, the term integrity means guarding against improper information modification or destruction and includes ensuring information non-repudiation and authenticity. This means that if a person sends a message to another person, then it should be received by the receiver in the same format or in the same way as sent by the sender. This means that the message should not be modified, destroyed, altered, or changed during the transit by any third person. Now, here non-repudiation and authenticity means that non-repudiation ensures that no one can deny origin or authenticity of a message, whereas authenticity is assurance that a message, transaction, or other exchange of information is from the source it claims. Now, integrity is the property that data or information have not been altered or destroyed in any unauthorized manner. This means that the data sent by the sender is only received by the receiver who is authorized, and the same data is in both the sender and the receiving end. Integrity also provides a guarantee of accuracy, since there is both assurity to the sender and receiver that the exact message sent by the sender is received by the receiver, and there is no further modification of message in between in the transit process. In IT security, data integrity means maintaining and assuring the accuracy and completeness of data over its entire life cycle. This means that data must be accurate and the same throughout the life cycle of sending the data from sender to the receiver. Integrity is the state that exists when computerized data is the same as that in the source documents and has not been exposed to accidental or malicious alteration or destruction. This means that there is no malicious alteration or destruction of data sent by the sender to the receiver. In any form, data must not be tampered. Now, integrity is the system operations conforming to design specification despite of attempts to make it behave incorrectly. In IT security, data integrity means maintaining and assuring the accuracy and completeness of data over its entire life cycle. This means that data must be accurate and complete throughout its life cycle, and it must not change. If the data changes, then the system will not be integrated. Now, there are various application areas of integrity. The examples of government systems in which integrity is crucial include air traffic control system, military fire control system, social security and welfare systems. The examples of commercial systems that require a higher level of integrity include medical prescription system, credit reporting system, production control systems, and payroll systems. Price of products and result of students are also an example of integrity. Now, let's consider an analogy to understand integrity better. Suppose someone sends a message hello then the receiver must receive hello. So that is, it must be exactly the same data that is sent by the sender. Now any addition or subtraction of data during the transit would mean that integrity has been compromised. This means that data in sender and receiver both should be same, and it should not be tampered at all. This guarantees an accuracy, and this term is very beneficial since it helps to achieve the security goals of a system. Now attacks that affect integrity are salami attack, data diddling attacks, session hijacking, and man in the middle attack. Now guidelines for data integrity. There are various guidelines to ensure data integrity. These are backups. Now backup copies of data are essential in the event that data is lost or corrupted. Now if the data can't be restored even partially from a backup, then we may need to start from scratch. Managing data access. Now by limiting who can access the data and what permissions apply to their access, we can help to preserve the integrity of the data. Enable logging. Now logs can be used to detect changes to data. In incidents where data was added, modified or deleted incorrectly or without authorization, a log can help identify what data may have been affected and even who is responsible for the change. Verify and validate data. Now by ensuring that the data is correct and appropriate at the time of acquisition and around the time of utilization, we can reduce the risk that university activities or other data dependent applications will be affected by inaccuracies or missing data. Thank you.